Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst, great Malabite, Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Leila Johnson Salami Plus.
Good morning, Mr.
Yes. Let's start the review with this day.
Nigeria think that plus is part of a company.
Yes. Yes. Let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story. NEF, that's Northern Elders Forum. North won't vote on ethnic religious sentiment. Says region carries scares of one it voted twice. Once against exploitation of its diversity. Yes, the Northern Elders Forum, led by Professor Ango Abdullahi, yes, making that position known. But whether this is really an altruistic position or it's just an opportunity to take a dig at the current administration, because he's saying the one they voted twice, of course, we know he's referring to 2015 and 2019, when the North voted heavily for President Muhammadu Buhari. In fact, in 2015, he was part of the crowd that said, it's our turn. Although it's our turn has since been made very popular in a particular language in the country. But the fact that the North is carrying the scares, I think that struck me, of the one that voted twice. Yes, because in the last 8 years, things have not been rosy in any manner in the North. But it's not peculiar to the North. It's not peculiar to the North because by the time Obasanjo was leaving power, the road from Abeokuta to Ota was bad. And it remains bad till today. And one would have thought that the road that leads to the farm, the state of the then president should be in tip-top shape. Of course, we in the Niger Delta, we have our own story. After 6 years of having a president also. Now, let's just move over to other stories quickly. The Guardian newspaper. Stop borrowing. Experts warn federal government as debt profile hits 41.6 trillion. Government owing 85% of Nigeria's debt, says DMO. Customs boss false NNPC subsidy payment claim, says 36 million liters daily petrol consumption unaccounted for. Teriba, that's Ayo Teriba, the economist, debt financing is policy option. Turn debt assets to cash flow. Stop borrowing, the government is being urged. Increase revenue, block leakages to get out of trouble. Bismarck, that's Bismarck Rwanda, suggesting borrowing is burden if it won't increase future cash flow. Owo insists 2023 fiscal plan is self-contradictory. Don't make Nigerians perpetual losers. Huriwa knocks government over non-provision for capital projects in 2023 budget. Yes, a lot about Nigerian borrowing status. The debt situation, very dire. 41.6 trillion naira. That's the debt position according to the Debt Management Office. And, of course, the 2023 budget will be funded largely through borrowing. So it's like we're not about to get out of the borrowing pit, digging in into the borrowing. And, of course, many experts are saying that Nigeria should look for options. And, of course, Bismarck Rwanda was quoted as advising the government. Tells you that perhaps some governments, including this, don't take advice from its economists, because the last time I checked, Bismarck were part of that economic team of the president. Now, the Punch newspaper, NMPC can't justify 6.34 trillion petrol subsidy. Customs reps differ over 11 trillion deficit in proposed 2023 budget. Yes, the customs boss making that a lot of Nigeria's petrol products, which we import at great cost, is being taken out of the country. So Nigeria bleeding from all ends. Crude oil stolen. Imported products, refined products, also being taken out of the country by unscrupulous persons. Yet, security agencies, governments, they're not bringing anybody to book. Now, the Business Day newspaper, domestic airlines suffer low patronage as fares soar. Yes, domestic airlines have seen passenger traffic drop across routes in Nigeria on the back of skyrocketing prices of air tickets. Now, let's just look at political stories. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper, PDP crisis worsens as Wike insists on Ayu's resignation. Of course, other newspapers are also feasting on this story. Daily Independent newspaper, Wike to Ayu, we brought you from gutter to be chairman. Iyorse Ayu is not matured, must go, but the judge says Wike fighting for justice, ask his traducers to stop. Now, of course, Wike yesterday, you expect a repost when it was Iyorse Ayu referred to those asking for him to leave as children. And of course, he did not disappoint yesterday. Bode George was there. Of course, Chief Bode George on this platform, on our platform, on this program has always canvassed that Ayu has to go for equity, for inclusiveness, and going by the zoning arrangement of the PDP. Yesterday, of course, he restated that position while commissioning a project in Rivers State. The PDP program, the PDP problem, will it go away? Well, it's a major problem. But let's just take one local story again before we go. Vanguard newspaper, the story below the photograph. Using Tucano jets, military wipes out 63 terrorists in Sambisa Forest, Kaduna. Yes, Ruben, Rufai, and Leila.
Well, unfortunately, we seem to have run out of time, so we won't be able to do further analysis, but thank you very much indeed. It's time now for a short break. When we return, we'll be catching up with top stories trending around the world with Kachi Ofia. Stay with us.